108, one of the Ham twin scores on floor exercise. Now we stay with China, Xiaopeng.
Their head coach says every team needs a leader. It is critical, and he identifies this young man as one. He might be the most talented gymnast that I have ever seen. He has every quality that you look for: speed, power, quickness, flexibility. And he can jump. Wow.
A little extra over rotation there.
But here is the pass that the coach is so worried about. The second pass. Somehow, once again, able to pull that around. He has been nursing a injured ankle and has not been himself on
Tim,
floor
you
exercise.
just took in a lot of ground there. I mean, more than Alexei Nemov.
I tell you, well, and that was right there, a giant mistake. It's going to come down to whether or not the judges feel that he held that skill where his body was parallel to the floor, whether he held it a complete 2 seconds. Certainly going to get a deduction for the fall, but could also lose 0.2 of a point for not meeting a special requirement. I wouldn't give it to him.
And you know, we've seen this before from the Chinese team, Tim. They hit the big skills, and something that simple just shouldn't happen.
That is so hard. Full twisting, double laid out somersault at the end of a floor exercise routine. In my dreams, Al, I could never have done that as fresh as I could ever have been.
Can we go back to the Alexei Nemov thing?
Well, yeah, Alexei's fantastic. There's no question about it. He's got a lot of special qualities. I personally think that this guy, he's just a better athlete.
And Elfie, you mentioned little mistakes on little things. I thought that pretty much in Sydney, this team got away from that stigma.
Well, they certainly did. They were obviously the gold medal team and got away from those little mistakes. But here we're just seeing some slight difficulties in this tumbling pass, but he pulls it out. There's fight. There's fight in this athlete.
Yeah, he actually, many athletes would not have been able to continue if they had landed in the positions that he had landed. He's just so strong and so determined. Somehow, he's able to continue the pass.
Xiaopeng gets a score of 9.20. So quick check of the numbers, and the United States will be a little bit better than China. We switch to the Russians and Alexei Bondarenko.
And here is another tremendous talent in the sport of gymnastics. He has a whole bunch of world medals and a couple of Olympic ones, but he really has never reached his potential. Oftentimes, when it really is on the line, he has faltered a little bit.
But he still continues to do some really big skills.
Watch, he'll do a bunch in a row here.
Fantastic.
Supposed to do one more release after that third hecht on high bar. Opts to just be a little bit conservative.
One little step, but some pretty spectacular stuff for Alexei Bondarenko. And knowing that you have Alexei Nemov as your anchor man can do a lot for your ability to let it fly.
But this Russian team is facing quite a bit of their own adversity at these World Championships. In the first round of the qualifying competition, they lost one of their top gymnasts to a torn Achilles on floor exercise.
To a rejuvenated Japanese team. That is Naoya Tsukahara. And you might be saying to yourself, I've heard that name before, and there's good reason why, because of that man. What did he mean to the sport of gymnastics, Tim?
A heck of a lot. Not only did he win Olympic and world medals, but he also was one of the most creative and innovative gymnasts that this sport has ever seen. He invented, of course, the Tsukahara vault that many athletes still perform today. They add a flip or a couple more twists. Also, a full twisting double on the floor exercise called the Tsukahara.
So this is the son of a legend.
Also has a big first tumbling run. Little bit under rotated on that. Takes that step forward. This is the best Japanese team that I have seen in years. They actually looked even better in training than they did in day one. Look very unified.
Next on horizontal bar for Russia, Alexei Nemov.
You heard the introduction of Alexei Nemov of Russia. We'll get to his high bar performance in a moment.
And so, as I said, he will be dismounting with a skill his father invented. Full twisting double somersault, step on the landing. He's actually capable of doing much better than that, Al.
Meanwhile, the crowd continues to grow. Typical Los Angeles area late arriving crowd here in Anaheim, about 40 miles south of Hollywood. We go back to the Russians. The score, as we do some housekeeping for Alexei Bondarenko, is a 9.425. That's very, very solid for them. Back to Tsukahara of Japan, a 9.250. It looks as though they'll be behind China and the United States. And here is Captain Medal, the Superman. He's got the best biography in the gym, the reigning Olympic all-around champion, Alexei Nemov.
12 Olympic medals, 4 of them gold, 1 of them on this event, the high bar. He can do just about anything. And this routine is as packed as it can possibly be. Planning on 6 releases, 4 of them done in a row right here.
Fingertip control.
And he's not done. 1 more. Not only does he do super difficult gymnastics, but he is so elegant. The body line is fantastic.
Crowd wants 10s. They love the release moves.
Yeah, I agree with you, Al. If he had stuck that dismount, I'm telling you, that routine, I don't care what they say on the floor, that's a 10.
You know, he did the exact same routine in the first night of competition. It was definitely the highlight of that day as well.
You know, we asked him, why are you continuing still? He says he has a tremendous pride for Russia, and he feels obligated. Team is a little bit weaker now.
Look
He
at the
wants
height.
to see them on top still. Now, this looks so easy because he's
No, it doesn't.
so tremendous. But to be that exact, the timing.
And to do it with legs glued together. That's impressive.
So Alexei Nemov puts another fabulous routine on the podium. The United States, China, Japan, Russia, all battling here in the World Championships after the first of 6 events in the men's team final. Russia has the lead off their spectacular exploits on the high bar. They lead the United States by 87 thousandths of a point.